Cal has moved to the board. The reason for that, Cal, is because your phantom draft lobbed on afl.com.au about 6 p.m. last night.
Yeah.
How's the reaction to it?
The reaction's always strong and fierce. That's why we love it. This is why we do it. I mean, the fandom draft generates so much discussion and interest, and that's why we put it out every year and put ourselves at the mercy of what the clubs do. Now, I would say it's easily the toughest I've done. Now, I don't like saying that every single year, and I don't think I say that every year. This time last year, I was reasonably confident around that top 10, which ended up playing out as it did. I don't think clubs have the same sort of intel this year, and there's reasons for that. I think the bids are one part of it. I believe that the bids there, but also deeper on into the pool are a part of it. The 2x2 nature of the top 8 means these clubs have been very guarded about what their plans are and what their hopes are in terms of who gets through. So that's been an element of it too. And also the fact that it's just a very even draft pool. So it's not as obvious. Sometimes you look at these fandom drafts, you think, well, I think everyone's seeing the same things as me, that player X is above player Y, and then that goes down and down. It's a different case this year. In saying all of that, we can still give it a crack. So Willem Dersma and Cooper Duff-Taylor, I expect to be the Eagles' 2 picks. But as I've done it in the fandom draft, I think West Coast is going to bid on Zeke Hewlin and then Harry Dean. Now, Carlton's made those trades for a reason. Clearly, the intention there is to get as many points as they can for the bid on Harry Dean and then later Jack Ison. But they have to be prepared for the bid at pick 3, and that's the way it's looking at the moment. I can't see. I think Richmond as well will bid at this point ahead of picking. So bid instead of bid pick, or pick bid, whatever it is. So that is. Look, I'm reasonably confident about the top 6 unless a trade comes from nowhere. Yep. And I think the only club that can really shake the trade landscape here is Essendon. Yeah. Now, I still think they're a chance to look at something to try and get into this pick 2. Okay. Given they're going to have, what is it going to be? Pick 9, 10 and 13. You could package up a couple of them and see if anyone's interested in moving out of that top rung. In the end, I think with a day to go before the draft, moving from what is a live pick 2 from the Eagles down is something that I don't think the Eagles would do, but they've kept open that door a little bit. In the end, I think the top 6 is how it will play out, with Duffmer involved in there as well. We've been really strong on that for a long time if the Eagles hold those 2 picks. So then from Richmond, you've got Cumming and Roby. This is where it starts to get a little bit more unpredictable, isn't it? Yeah, and Richmond has been determined not to give any clues to the clubs around it about who it's picking. So that obviously makes for real mystery heading into the night. And they've looked at these group of players for some time. Sam Cumming, we know, as we spoke about yesterday, they flew up to Mildura on Friday. You don't take a Rex flight just for the fun of it. He's in the mix, clearly. No disrespect to Rex, by the way. Just a small plane. Not a big fan of small planes. Sullivan Roby, I think, would be in that mix as well as Xavier Taylor. Now, that could flip. There's three names there that I think are the leading contenders. Yep. Now, the information over the last couple of days has maybe been a little bit of a shock there as well, that Jacob Farrow might be in contention too. We raised this yesterday. Wrote about it last night. There is some clubs out there that think he's a sneaky chance to be one of the Richmond picks. In the end, I didn't have the guts to put him at one of those picks. So I think, though, they have had interest in him and have looked at him really hard, as have all the clubs inside the top 10. But I've gone with Sam Cumming, who clubs rate really, really highly. Like, it would not be out of the realms of a lot of people's rankings to have Sam Cumming picked at that pick, which is the live pick 3. And then Sully Roby, Xavier Taylor. Well, I can mount arguments for and against both of those players if that's what it comes down to for Richmond. You know, Xavier Taylor is the Nick Vlastuin replacement, but last year's midfield group only had what the Tigers took. They only took Sam Lawler and also Josh Smiley, who haven't seen yet from a midfield point of view out of that big haul. So they need to keep adding to that. So that's where that sits. Dyson Sharp and Xavier Taylor I've got at the Bombers. I think if Sully Roby gets to the Bombers, they would take him. Dyson Sharp has got to be right in that mix as well. What do they do from a midfield point of view? We know their midfield changes in the off-season as well from a list point of view. They're waiting now, as revealed last night, on what the scans say and what the AlphaScope says on Nick Martin for his future as of next year, playing again in 2026 after that knee mishap last week. So you have to be thinking about all of these things in terms of what the midfield brigade looks like. Do you use 3 picks? What's the plan across the 2 nights?
Open and flexible, Cal. So we'll wait and see how the draft pans out. We do obviously have Will Darcy there as a father-son who we're looking at. But, yeah, I think we'll have 3 people coming onto the list. Who they are, time will tell.
Tell us about Will's development this year, because watched him play some school footy for Scotch College, obviously, and he was really impressive at stages. They got a bit of a taste of things later in the year as well for the Oakley Chargers. Tell us about his story.
Will's a fantastic young man, first and foremost, but his year, he's really developed. So he started off the year outside of the Oakley program, and a fair bit of that was just a family decision to make sure that he could focus on his schooling and really enjoying that Year 12 year at Scotch College. He started the year off like a rocket at Scotch, especially down at Geelong College. I think he ripped that game apart. And then for him, his development has, as most tall, under physically developed kids can do. Sorry, that's Luke. I'm thinking, gee, he's bulked up. I didn't see that. Got the old Predators on there too. I like that. No, look, Will's continued to develop and evolve, and even since his footy's finished, going through the interview process, just seeing the difference in Will. You know, the chest puffs out a little bit more, and he's got a bit of a presence about him, so we're really excited about what he can do for the footy club.
Do you expect him to attract a bid, or is that more likely through the rookie list?
We are hearing that there could be a bid late, which, you know, would be something that we would be able to deal with on the night, and a fantastic reinforcement for Will that his year has caught the eye of other clubs as well as us.
It's looking like being a joyful night on Wednesday as well. We've got Dan Annable coming to the footy club as an academy player. What's the read from the footy club about where the bid comes on Dan?
Look, I'm not 100% sure. I would imagine it's going to be reasonably early though. Like his resume through his junior career has been nothing short of outstanding. He's sort of captain AFL Academy and best and fairest through our own academy, captain that. He's just such a consistent player, competitive, combative, so creative by hand. You know, he's just going to be a terrific player, Dan. He came and played in our reserves and really showed it at that. You know, he was sort of ready to prepare for league footy, and yeah, we're really interested to see his journey now. So, somewhat like all those other lads that we just spoke about, he's sort of hopefully on the cusp of a really long and successful career.
I know you've got about 5 future captains at the Lions already, but it feels like he's a leader as well and really popular, and that he's within his group. That's been obvious throughout the last couple of years.
No doubt, Cole. I think going through Allies and even the AFL Academy, when you get around the country and talk to the kids who are involved, his name always appears amongst the kids that showed leadership and they looked up to and all that sort of stuff that, you know, you can't have enough around your footy club, can you? And he'll add to that sort of group.
Do you think if he was on your list, like he was playing VFL, obviously you couldn't pick him, but do you think if he's on the list, he might have been a chance to play late in the season, the way he's performing?
Yeah, he would have been close. I think the role he plays, we did have a few injuries throughout the year, but that sort of main mid-group was quite stable, so who knows? But he certainly, he would have been in discussion, there was no doubt, because some of his reserves form in our VFL leading up and through the start of the finals was super solid.
Can't talk about your combine situation because you did the 20-metre sprint. I think a few clubs were waiting to see what you'd produce there. You went quick, then you went quicker, and then you went quicker still. I mean, how did you surpass your own expectations there?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought, hopefully was trying to get in the top 5 or something around there. And then once I got straight to the top straight away, I was pretty happy. And then just keep going from there. Was
You were confident because I remember speaking to you on one of the combine days before that, and I said, "What are you aiming for?" You said, about 2.82-ish, and then just went bang, bang, bang 3 times in a row. So we love the confidence. Has that always been a part of your game, or like how much work's gone into having that type of pace?
Yeah, I think I've always had the speed with me, like doing athletics growing up, and it's probably something that I talked to my backline coach and LJ about a lot this year was actually using that speed in the game. I don't think I did it a lot last year, and it was probably a big reason, why I took so much confidence. Once I started to use my pace a lot, I knew that it was hard for people to catch me, and once I did it a few times, I was couldn't find it to do it every game.
What about Latrell Picket? He has been an excitement machine this year, and it feels like his journey is about to reach its real exciting moment after a couple of years of trying to get to this point. He's 20 later this year. Another player was at the Bombers yesterday and right in the mix for a number of first-round picks. Where's it fitting in for Latrell?
I think the interesting part for him, it's come so late because I think everyone's gone back and seen what he's been able to do. He's just a type of kid where you look at his highlights, like sometimes the ball just lands in his hands. I think that's the exciting part. But I think for him, again, first night, definitely the goal. I think he could be one that surprises. He's mature, and he's just, again, really excited for an opportunity.
Good goal.
What is his starting point in the draft? Because, I mean, halfway through the year, he sort of made this huge impact at Glenelg and playing reserves footy there. Not many people had heard of him, and now all of a sudden it seems like he could be a sort of top 10, top 15 pick.
It was a big push mid-season draft to get an exemption. That had come. The clubs had been spoken to us about getting an exemption, and we just wanted to hold. He just moved down from Lincoln and got to Adelaide in a short time. So I think, look, you look just outside of 10 is could be where it starts. Has had some really good interviews with some club in that bracket. But probably the three boys, they're probably all sitting in that 10 to 25, 26 brackets where they're sitting. So
You got picks 7 and 8 heading into tomorrow night, Jace.
Yep.
It's a big draft for the club.
Yep.
How's it all placed?
Yeah, going well. Yeah, we're feeling really ready and prepared, and like all drafts, they're really important for the club, and we're trying to head ultimately, and that's for the premiership success. So each decision you make has got to be pretty much close enough to the right one, and along that journey, and we're looking forward to tomorrow night and the night after, and bringing in some fine young men to the footy club.
Have you got a sense of the 6 picks ahead of you? Live picks?
Yeah, not really. I mean, you do maybe 2 certainties maybe, and then bids to come, and then there could be some surprises, but nothing in concrete. We just got to prepare accordingly, and we've got a group of players there that will be happy enough with 2 of those to get through. So.
Are you in the group of the Sully Roby, Xavier Taylor, Sam Cumming, all these guys that Essendon and Richmond are also looking at? Yep. Jacob Farrow's been linked as well. Are they all in the mix for Melbourne?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Tell us about a couple of those guys in more detail, like Jacob Farrow's season and how you've seen him progress.
Yeah, well, he's an interesting one. He missed out on the initial WA Academy, and then, obviously showed really good character, resilience to working his way back into that, and got himself a speed program and did some power work, and then he set himself up for a really good start to the year, which he had. Playing predominantly as a rebound defender, and he's calm under pressure. He's got really good ball use by foot and hand, and he progressed through the midfield at stages throughout the year, and he really showed he could play in that area of the ground as well. So probably starts back and heads into the midfield down the track, but and plays some good league footy as well. Had good nationals. Like, he hasn't really done much wrong. He's a really good young man. So, yeah. Cam
Nairn's another player who's been linked not only to Melbourne but also a number of clubs around that range of the draft. Tell us about his season, because it was the breakout game, this one, playing against WA, that maybe put him on the map. But I'm sure for recruiters, you guys were looking at him from a long way out as well.
Yeah, well, he had a really promising start to the year, because he I think he came in and played in the Futures game last year and showed good footy IQ up forward and kicked a few goals in that game. But he's got himself really fit, which was important because he needed to. And then he's had a really promising year, and right from the get-go, to be honest, like he's he might have started a little bit slower than he would have liked, but he got going. He's been really consistent all year, and it's been well documented that he went on to the wing later in the year and had some really good performances there as well, which highlighted his running patterns and his IQ.
Kehlani White's been nominated as a father-son. Obviously, the club's keen to get him. Have you got any sense if a bid will come in the national draft, or if it might be able to access him as a rookie at this point? What's the read on Kehlani? Yeah,
obviously, you just want the best outcomes for your footy club. So we feel that it might get to that point, to the rookie draft, but we don't really know. All we do know is that he's shown growth every time he's come down with us, and that's a real positive, and we look forward to welcoming him to the club.
Talk to us about Kehlani and what you've seen from him across the last not only 12 months but 2-3 years, because I remember he had an impact at that under-16s carnival where he was an All-Australian there. There's his father as well, Jeff White, who's obviously a champion of the football club. But it looks like this year he took some really big growth steps.
Most definitely, and like I said, for us I felt like that, and even speaking to his mum and dad, that his time down with us when he spent say a couple of weeks with us in a row, that he really grew as a person and he grew in our program. So that was really important for us to see, and it was good for him to get a look at what the program's like. And but he played various positions this year, and he showed snippets of ability in all those positions, and he came down and played some VFL footy with us, and he really embraced that. He loves being around the club, and he showed some good signs in some of that VFL stuff as well.
Hey, how close have you two become over the last couple of years? Like, when did this friend? I know we had you on the show earlier this year, but it feels like every time we've seen you since then, either on the field or off it, you're together by each other's side. Like, tell us about your friendship.
Yeah, it probably started, like we said, I think last time on, in 16s when we played Metro and Eastern together, and then Zave came to Rowville, so we were both at the same school, and then, been lucky enough to pretty much been in the same, like, programs and pathways for the last 3-4 years, so, been with each other practically every day ever since, and, just best mates, really.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Cal's Phantom Draft last night, but he both had you going to the same club as well. I mean, how much are you praying for that possibility?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, rent out a house straight away. No, that's, hopefully, we'll see.
You were both at the Bombers last week with your Eastern teammate, Sully Roby, as well. What was that like? Here you go on the balcony. You're looking very cultured there, Lockie, with the coffee just in the hand.
Mocha.
What was that day like?
That was good to go. They took us for a bit of a tour and kind of meet Brad Scott, and that was awesome. That was a good day. Awesome facilities out there, and it's good to watch them train and just meet them again.
Where do you think you're going? Have you got much of a read on Richmond, Essendon, Melbourne? Who's shown the most interest in you?
Nah, just no idea. Just look at your form guide and see what's going on. That's about it.
What about
Cal's
you?
nervous, I think.
What about over your last week? You've had some interviews with a few different clubs. Hawthorn included in that as well. North Melbourne's got interest. The Bombers clearly in that group. Have you got a read?
Nah, not really. Obviously, hopefully it's one of them three, but no, I don't really have a read, and just see what happens. Just try not to think about it too much, just let it happen.
Here's some of your highlights here. Do you pester your manager, Nick Gation, in trying to get some information out of him?
Yeah, sometimes. He doesn't give us too much though. But
The Cobra.
yeah, no, I think it's good. I think having it a bit uncertain makes it a bit more exciting, and a bit more exciting for tomorrow night when we don't know.
How many goals you kicked this year? It was 50 what?
53.
53.
I'm not counting that.
Got to hung up over his bed.
And how many did you set up of his 53?
52 of them.
What do you think you'd be at the next level? Like, obviously, left foot kicking's a real asset. We've seen that over a couple of years. The clearance work late in the year, as Rolly mentioned, was a standout. What's your view of yourself looking forward 3-4 years?
I definitely think I can be a powerful midfielder who can use my skills really well and hit kicks inside 50. And my skills definitely a standout for me. And I feel like being a taller midfielder.
Yeah.
If I can work on a bit of my aerial stuff as well, then I feel like I can have a lot of strings to my bow. And
Speaking of tall defenders, though, there's one going to the Blues. You like that segue?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Harry Dean's going to get the bid early on. How much time have you spent with Harry in recent years and getting to know him and hopefully joining him at the club?
Yeah, he's a great lad. We've been doing a lot of training recently together, been in the club a little bit. He's obviously a great football player, as you guys all know, but we've been able to build a pretty good relationship together, so I'd love to keep that going in the next few years and hopefully play with him.
You spent some time at the Blues at different portions throughout the year, and you spent last summer training with them over pre-season. I mean, how did you find that experience actually being inside an AFL club and getting a taste of what it might be like at the next level?
Yeah, it was awesome for me. Every Friday, the whole day for about 5 or 6 weeks, was able to train with them, and same as Harry Dean and Mingara Clark and Tyson Gresham, other academy boys, and just learning off the best players was awesome for me. I was loving to ask as many questions as I can and really learn off the best players. And there was a few great role models such as Cripper and Sam Walsh and players like that, and they're obviously superstars of the game, so I was just trying to latch off them as much as possible and learn off them.
What did Walshy tell you? You know, he's one of the best midfielders in the game. How much time did you spend with him?
Yeah, a little bit. We did a bit of contest work together, so he was telling me where to stand if I'm playing on a bigger body or a smaller body. But the main thing I learned off him was just the way he goes about training. He's a maniac trainer.
He's ferocious.
He's ferocious, yeah, 100%, which I definitely respect, and I'd love to take a leaf out of his book in that sense.
And you've got the link through Jagger Smith too, from obviously Scotch College, and through that time there.
Yeah, so I played a bit of footy with Jagger and Cooper Lord as well.
Of course.
Scotch. And,
yep.
It's good to have those relationships built already and hopefully keep them going.
Another one that we saw in that photo before was with Cody Walker, who's obviously eligible to join Carlton next year. You spent a bit of time with him throughout the season as well, haven't you?
Yeah, he's another great fella. Done a bit of training with him at Carlton, and he's a pretty good player as well. So hopefully he's at the Blues in a few years.
And this year we are going with a new draft song. It, of course, is "Don't Look Past a Bolter." Of course, here's the lads.
We had to be relevant this year.
We had to be relevant. We got this. Looking like a geezer. A gettable geezer. There's the scarf.
There we go.
All right.
So this is Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger. Oasis, Don't Look Past a Bolter. Should I put the hands behind the back, Kel?
Yeah, you can. I'll play the role of Noel. All right, we're going to let's get into it.
Go on, Cal. Do it for us.
1, 2, 3, 4. Slip inside the Eagles draft mine. Don't you know you might find Dersma can play. You say that he'll never leave. At least he's living with Reed. He'll play straight away.
Tell him, Cal.
So the start of revolution when they bid. 'Cause Zeke, Dan and Pato can't be hid. Step outside, Cooper Duff's at 2. Stand up and watch the Tigers chase. They're now in the Roby race. 'Cause you ain't ever gonna trade your picks out.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. And so Sully came late. The D's they must wait as he's rising on by. As mids slide away, don't look past the bolter. I heard you say.
Here we go. Tell me who picks Jacob Farrow, 'cause nobody knows what the Dons will say. And please don't put your picks in the hands of St Kilda's list man.
What'll he do?
They'll trade them all away. Was going to get Sam Grill, but then he fled. 'Cause they said he's got a tank and he can spread. Step outside, Harry Dean's a blue. Cumming and Taylor early picks. Forget the curse of number 6. 'Cause you ain't ever gonna trade your picks out. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And so Sully came late. For the D's they must wait as he's rising on by. As mids slide away, don't look past the bolter. I heard you say.
Get us into the instrumental bit, Cal.
No, we're not doing any of that. As mids slide away, but don't look past the bolter.
A what?
Don't look past the bolter.
A bolter?
I heard you say. At least not on draft day.
There we go.
There we are. Reckon that'll get back to Liam? Maybe.
I somehow doubt it.